Welcome, everyone, to a live edition of the Director's Cut podcast here on the NBL Network. Thanks to everyone who has tuned in and wants to hear what's going on here on the NBL Network. It's an inside look as to all of our network shows. We'll give you a little recap of what's going on the network, what's coming up, and of course, we'll have the details of our EA Access Tournament. I've got an impressive little panel here on the Director's Cut podcast. I've got the host of the Commissioner Corners podcast. I'll call you the host, Lipp. I'm going to give you the host, and Bomber can be the co-host. The host of Commissioner Corners podcast, Lipp. Lipp, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm excited. We got a lot of cool stuff to talk about. I'm really pumped. I'm pumped for the guys we got here. I'm pumped for everything that's going on with NBL. I'm ready to go.
We also got our very own host of the NBL Blitz, TFA. TFA, how's life treating you?
Life's treating me pretty well. We got quite the band of misfits here, so I'm excited to get this show rolling.
And speaking of misfits, Sonny Weaver's also here.
Ouch.
That's all I got.
Always with the slide on the Weaver.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. We just did an NBL live game. I got to get something in there. Now, before we get to talking about that EA Access Tournament, I know that's what everyone's really excited about. I just want to give a quick heads up as to what's coming up on the network over the next couple weeks. As you'll see, I pulled up that NBL live schedule. Week 6, we got the Bengals and the Steelers. That'll be coming up this weekend sometime. And then following that will be the Vikings and the Lions. TFA, you're the only one who's not involved in either of these games, so I'll ask you for your unbiased opinion. Which one of those games are you looking forward to more?
I mean, the Week 6 game between the Bengals and Steelers, that's always a great rivalry matchup between these two. But I'm really looking forward to that Week 7 game. I think that the Vikings have a chance to take down the Lions. Even though the Lions are real hot right now, I think that the Vikings actually might have a shot.
Yeah, that's a sneaky Vikings team in the NFC North. Those Lions have been at the top of the NFC North for so long, but we've seen the Lions already drop a game this season. Lipp, how unusual is it? I mean, we're sitting here, we just at the end of Week 5, going into Week 6, and we have no undefeated teams. Everybody has a loss in the NBL this season.
Yeah, that is very unusual. You have a couple teams that usually start out really hot, and that Week 1, I think Steelers, Lions, Redskins, couple other teams, Chiefs, all just went down. And if you were far along with the eliminator challenge that we've got going on, that wrecked that whole thing that Week 1 with a bunch of teams going down. So it was a big surprise. It's nice to see the teams that are traditionally winning a lot go down. It's pretty cool. So it's very surprising, especially for the Lions.
Yeah, and we got a couple other things coming out. Of course, Commissioner Corners podcast will be coming out next week. And Sonny, one of the shows that's maybe getting lost in the fray right now, we always talk about our NBL Super Bowls, our NBL rookie drafts. We've, of course, got the EA Access Tournament coming up. But that Madden 18 team selection show, it's one of our biggest shows of the season. It's always at the end of the cycle. And it's one that I know everybody in the NBL looks for because it's an opportunity to start anew with Madden 18 coming out. You get that opportunity to check out who's taking what, and it's really one of the more fun shows here on the NBL Network.
Well, it's one of the more fun shows because what you end up having is you get some surprise picks. Last year we got Train taking the Green Bay Packers. We'll see what else is in store this year. Look for the wild card. The wild card once again will be Train up at the top. But if Sonny Weaver gets on the clock, where could he go?
Cincinnati.
What an interesting. What are you saying, that Sonny Weaver always tries to throw a curveball, Lipp, and he always ends up going with the Bengals?
Absolutely. This is just for Sonny to make people think he's a man of mystery, but we all know that he's a Cincinnati Bengal.
This would be the worst murder mystery ever. It's Sonny. He's the Bengals. Got it. Done. Now, Lipp, there's something that we've been doing for a while that I don't know how many people know about it, but we've had some good turnout, and we sort of want to let people know about it. It's our restreaming effort. Give people a little taste of what we do with our NBL live broadcast and some of the best games that we see here on the NBL Network.
Well, as you know, we have a lot of stuff that goes on. We have a lot of shows, a lot of podcasts, a lot of NBL live, and then other things thrown in there like the draft and even team selection each year. And sometimes people may not get to see everything live. We do a lot of things in a week, and sometimes some people just can't make it to all of them. So what we do is we take some of the best things that have gone on throughout the week, twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, right around noon for a couple hours, 2 or 3 hours. We just play those things back for people on Periscope. So it's out there on Twitter. Anybody who's missed it from the league, anybody who is just coming along through NBL during the day on Twitter can check that stuff out. And it just just puts that stuff out there again for people to see who may have missed it.
Yeah, we always have these live games come up, and we get comments of people who missed the game and want to watch it again. Well, we like to put out those restream games again. You can go over to the Twitter at MBL Network. That's where we post that restream link. You can watch some of the best games. We stream everything from games to our rookie draft to our Super Bowls, so you get an opportunity to see some of the best content. All right, it's enough talk about what's coming up on the network. We know what everybody's here for. It's that MBL EA Access Tournament, August 17th through the 21st. Grand prize is that Antonio Brown signed jersey. Now, Lipp, we've already heard from Mr. Weaver on MBL Live that he was going to burn it. I have a feeling you might be doing something differently.
I have heard so many people talk about winning this thing and burning it. And to Mr. Sonny Weaver, you're talking about burning this thing, and you can't even win the division in our league. How are you going to win this tournament that's open to everybody in the community? So, you know, if I were to win this thing, I would wear it every day. Antonio Brown is the king. Sonny, just stop talking about burning it.
Mr. Weaver, your retort?
Well, you got to understand, Lipp, that like everything, Madden 18, it holds a fresh start for everyone. And we can be new things and really kind of just open up and be who we are. And one thing I can tell you, Lipp, is you're going to see a little different, Sonny.
TFA, let's get you in here. You're sort of the unbiased opinion here. Is there any chance that we see a different Sonny Weaver?
No, there is not a chance.
There we go.
TFA He's going with the Bengals.
He's
going to be the same Sonny Weaver. He's never going to change.
TFA, what are we talking? The Bengals. I can only use them in one round. Have you not read the rules?
Well, let's throw those rules up there, folks. If you have missed them, these are sort of your basic rules. One of the big things is you have to have EA access. It's $4.99 a month. It's really one of the best subscriptions. I know a lot of the guys in the NBL have it. Everybody who wants to play, you not only get a discount on the games, but you also get some of those games that maybe you don't want to pay for. You get an opportunity to play those later in the cycle. I love EA access. It is well worth it, even if you only just want to play $4.99 to get in the tournament. Lipp, I know you're a big fan of EA access.
Yeah, I love it. For the league, it's a huge thing. Everybody gets it for Madden, that little early release type thing. It's great to be able to play the game, you know, with not a whole lot of worries. Just test it out and play it. But also the other stuff that you get along with it. It's just it's $5 for 1 month, and it's the best month of the year. Madden comes out. You literally cannot beat it. It is just an incredible deal, and I really encourage everybody to get it in our league. You know, NBL and Grid.
Yeah, plus you get an opportunity to play for this this sweet Antonio Brown jersey and the copy of Madden 18 Code Edition. EA Access, you do get an opportunity to play the game before the regular release. So again, the tournament starts on the first day of EA Access. You also have to have GroupMe. It's a free app. It's really easy to use. We'll be using that for all our messaging. And the big one is you have to have the ability to stream your games. We are not enforcing NBL rules in this particular tournament. It's going to be mostly about everybody getting a chance to play this game. TFA, the ability to stream is so important because we're going to be doing a lot of stuff with the NBL network, and we want to be able to showcase as many people in this tournament as possible.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of different people in this tournament. We're going to have a lot of different guys around the EA and the Madden community. So it's going to be nice to kind of showcase all of these different people on our live stream. I think a lot of people are really going to be looking forward to that.
Yeah, and you're going to have a second rule is you have to have availability each of these 5 days to schedule your game. Again, it's just 5 days. Have some sort of availability. You don't have to be available 24/7, but just an ability to schedule that game and play it. Now, this is one of the interesting wrinkles, Sonny. Once you select a team, you can't play as that team for the remainder of the tournament. So let's say in week 1, in the first round, let's say Sonny Weaver selects a team, I don't know, the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's say he plays the Bengals and somehow pulls off a win because the other person let their dog play on the Xbox and he's not very good. Let's say that happens.
Killing you, Sonny.
You can't play as the Bengals in round 2, 3, 4, or even, God forbid, 5. What sort of wrinkle does that throw in for the players when selecting teams, especially in the first round of this tournament?
Well, I think a lot of it's going to come down to matchups. Now, if I'm playing someone like TFA, I may bring out, you know, one of the weaker teams. But if I'm playing a good team, I'm probably going to go to one of my staples.
Your one staple, the only staple.
One of my staples. I mean, everybody's got a couple in their back pocket.
Don't let Sonny fool you. He's going to play with the Bengals. He's going to be out in the first round just like he is in the playoffs, and then he's not going to have to worry about using another team.
Hey, on the plus side, that means you're going to have plenty of time to broadcast, okay? You're going to be very available for the streams. On the fourth rule is the winner of the coin flip gets the first choice of the team. So for each of the matchups, we'll do a coin flip. The winner gets first choice of teams. The reason that's important is there are going to be no same team matchups. So we're not going to see the Raiders versus the Raiders or the Browns versus the Browns if there are two people who are masochists. You're going to be different teams, so that coin flip is interesting and does provide some sort of an advantage. Now, these are some of the rules. Let's show that prize list. And again, everyone knows what the number one prize is. It's that Antonio Brown signed jersey and a copy of the Madden 18 GOAT Edition. Second prize gets an NBL custom controller and a Madden 18 GOAT Edition. And then we're paying out all the way to 8th place, Xbox Live gift cards, NBL t-shirts. On top of all of this, we're going to be giving away another custom controller, another copy of Madden 18, a bunch of NBL swag. Lipp, the prizes just keep coming. It just seems, even if you're losing the first round, you have an opportunity to win any of these great prizes.
Yeah, and that's something that's great for this. You may not win the Antonio Brown jersey, but you still have an opportunity to win a lot of other cool things, especially that NBL custom controller. If you saw the ones that you gave out at EA Access to Rex and those guys, they are extremely beautiful controllers. I can't wait to see the NBL custom ones, and it's just going to be really cool to play with an NBL controller, I gotta say.
Yeah, and let's get to some of the nitty-gritty of this. First of all, settings. It's going to be 6-minute quarters, all Madden, no accelerated clock, random weather, and Sonny, the interesting part is we're going to be playing on the new simulation mode. This is one of the things that we didn't get a chance to try out at EA Play, but we've talked about these different modes, simulation and competitive. What are you looking forward to seeing these first couple days from the simulation mode in this EA Access tournament?
Dropped passes, fumbles, and no, just kidding. Really,
the
what
staples
I'm
of the Cincinnati Bengals, I guess. Is
exactly
that the answer?
No, really, what I'm looking to see is line play. I think offensive line play, the way they form the pocket and the lanes they open. I've heard good things about the running game. It's going to be interesting to see, what all that looks like, especially in the mode that we're going to be playing on next year.
And now sort of the most fun part is what we're doing on the NBL Network during this tournament. Day one, that is on August 17th when we open up the tournament. We're going to be doing a 12-hour live stream, non-stop. We're going to be showing as many of the first-round games as possible. We'll have a ton of NBL Network personalities on here. TFA, I'm sure you'll be a part of this one. How exciting is it to do something like this? Haven't seen too many marathon streams, and we're really going to be one of the first ones in that. This is going to be the first day that Madden 18 is available.
Yeah, I'm really excited because I think we're going to have a lot of viewers. As soon as that Madden comes out, I think we're going to see the amount of people that are wanting to watch gameplay, wanting to see how the game's played. We're going to see a lot of these guys coming out. And like I said earlier, we're going to have a lot of different big-name Madden guys on here playing. So I think, I think we have a chance to get a ton of viewers in here, and I'm really excited about that.
It should be a lot of fun. We'll be also streaming each and every round. So 12 hours the first day. We'll see a ton of games on the NBL Network. Again, if you're looking to apply and you haven't applied yet, first of all, what are you doing? Second of all, head over to our website, 365.maddenbomberleague.com. The application is right there. It's free to enter. All you need, again, is EA Access and GroupMe and the ability to stream. If you don't have a stream, unfortunately, you can't be in the tournament. But just apply, and you get a chance to win not only the Antonio Brown signed jersey for first prize, but a ton of other prizes we're giving away. It should be awesome. We'll be sending out the first round of acceptances next week. All right. I know everybody's clamoring over that one, but the reason why I've brought this, what I'll say is steamed group of people together on the Director's Cut podcast is we're going to take a look back at Madden 17. And, each of these people are part of important programs on the NBL Network. And I want to first ask everybody, take a look back and give us a little recap of maybe sort of the progress you've made with your show over the last year, and maybe something you're looking forward to in the next cycle. I'll start with you, Lipp. Commissioner Corner, we saw it not only grow in viewership, but we saw you move to a live format, lots of fun new segments. What are you excited about that you did in this cycle, and what are you looking forward to maybe trying out in the next one?
I think there's two things. You touched on one. Going live was big. Really getting into it with the chat. There's been, we do the crossfire segment at the end of the show. We let people choose topics and, have a back and forth with our viewers. That was something that we were kind of missing whenever they were pre-recorded shows. And to really be able to interact with the community, not just our league, but everybody who comes in throughout the stream, that's a huge part of making that show a lot better. And the second one is actually our little game show that we started here. The first week we did it with Chunky. It was a good turnout. A lot of funny things went on. We're working on the next presentation of that coming up, the next Commissioner Corner podcast. But just going live and being able to interact with the community and then bringing that game show on, once again, bringing people from the community, from our league into the show is a big step for us and one that Bomber and I are very proud of.
Yeah, Commissioner Corners, if you haven't checked it out, check it out on our YouTube channel. It really is a fun podcast. You got to tune in live one of these times that it's on. You get to not only get some news and notes from around the NBL, but again, this new 3-and-out game show is a lot of fun to watch. It really is one of the best shows here on the NBL network. And one of the other shows, also, you know what, I'll give you best, is the NBL Blitz podcast. TFA, you took over the hosting duties, sort of middle of the cycle, and we've seen you really take a hold of it and bring NBL Blitz to sort of a new format. What happened with the NBL Blitz, and what are you looking forward to maybe trying out in Madden 18?
Yeah, when I took over, we had quite a bit of turnover with the show. They really hadn't found their footing yet. So I was really happy to climb aboard. We've gone through a couple different co-hosts. JY was my co-host earlier in the year. We moved over to Chunky. I can't be more, proud of Chunky for how he's been able to step into that role and really step up. And, I think we're getting a lot more people wanting to come on the show. I know I've been reached by Kyle. He wants to come on and maybe do a segment on there. So we have a couple different people that want to add to the show. So we might be adding a little bit to our crew, maybe bringing some guests on, maybe, especially in the next Madden cycle, maybe bringing some special guests on each week just to have them talk a little bit about what they see going on in the league, and add some new segments. Lipp and them have their segments that they're doing every week. So I think next year we're going to try to kind of solidify some segments that we're going to have every week, and kind of grow it from there.
Yeah, the NBL Blitz, a lot of fun to tune into. Chunky has done a great job in that co-host role. You guys are really killing it with the NBL Blitz podcast. And now I'll throw it over to our NBL creative director, Sonny Weaver. Sonny, we've heard about all the shows you got. We saw that great 4-vert segments, some various sections of that coming out, interviews. We've heard some stuff about NBL Titan. Of course, all your work on the NBL network, on NBL Live. I know you got a lot of stuff in the works, so maybe touch on what happened over the past year, but really, what are those things that you're working on that maybe people don't know are coming to the plethora of shows that you have under your belt?
Well, there's been a lot of advancements throughout the year. Obviously, we started out with NBL Tonight. We added some new things to that. We got the intro going up with that, got the sidebar ticker, and some different things going on, just some little things throughout that show to improve it. We got the new studio up and running. Expect to see that next week. I believe the show next week will be recorded still, but hopefully the plan is to move to a live show eventually. We'll see how that goes. We're bringing in some new effects and some different things next week that we have to see how those work before going live. Overall, though, we've added some cool stuff this year throughout the league. I think, you guys will be looking for some new things to be coming to NBL Live soon. I don't want to give away too much. I think you guys have seen OSU's Telestrator a little bit. Going to get that going, but expect to see a lot more of me and my man OSU, maybe even chilling up top looking down on the games.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming on NBL Live. You've seen the progression. If you've been tuning in for a while, over 60 broadcasts in this cycle. We've seen things added from new overlays to new graphics to this little face cam. You got to stare at my ugly mug during every NBL Live game. So a lot of stuff coming up on the NBL Network, and we hope you'll keep tuning in throughout the end of this cycle and into Madden 18. Now let's move on to our Madden 17 superlatives, guys. Looking back at Madden 17, we're nearing the end of the cycle. We're in our last season, and I want to take a look back, both from the network perspective and sort of as just as the league in general, and take a look back at some of the events in Madden 17. And I'll start with you, Lipp. Do you have like maybe a favorite league or network moment that you look back on you think really defines Madden 17, something you'll remember for cycles to come?
I think that there's a cool moment whenever there is a new thing added to our network. With the like Sonny touched on the Telestrator, the first game with you and the face cam on the show. Whenever we add those new things, there is a lot of excitement from not just the guys involved, but also everybody in the network and outside in the league. It's really a great community, and whenever one person or one show takes a step or grows, the whole league grows, and the love and the commitment and the happiness that everybody feels from those moments. That's really a big thing, because we it's not just one person. It's all of us working together to make something great, something that we are very passionate about. It's not one moment, but it's just a collection of those little moments of just growth and development that I'll never forget any of them. I think that they're great moments, and I just want to continue to see the growth, and I'm really excited for the future.
I gotta say, I got 2 words that describes my favorite network moment. It's the one that always sticks in my mind. I know everybody here is gonna know it. 2 words: drink babies.
Yeah, drink babies is a good one. I was gonna bring up the one that I didn't want to bring it up, but now that we're kind of bringing up specifics,
yeah, sure.
is your fake field goal moment. That's a great moment. Nobody will ever forget that. And I know it might hurt, but it's a fantastic moment.
Well, thanks for tuning in to the Director's Cut podcast. I'm going to go cry in a corner. Yeah, that was awesome. It was great. I'm glad that it's forever etched in NBL history. TFA, let me ask you this. Madden 17, we love this game. I truly think this was one of the best iterations of Madden we've seen come out. But there are some things that people are not going to be happy or are going to be happy to not see in Madden 18. Is there one thing, a feature, a glitch, something like that, that you're just not going to miss about Madden 17?
Yeah, I definitely don't think I'm going to miss some of our star players starting to regress at the age of 28, or at least I hope not. It's really a letdown when you say some of these guys turn 28. Some of these guys are kind of just starting to get into their prime, and all of a sudden you can't really progress them any further. They're going to regress every season. You're putting points into this, putting attributes into this, making these players better on the field. And yet at the end of the season, it just seems like they always take a huge step back. So I think that's definitely one of the things that I'm not going to miss. At least I hope.
Yeah, I know I'm not going to miss suction tackles. And I'll give a shout out to one of our own MBL users, Unisolated. I know he's not going to miss Tom Brady retiring in the first season. All that just couldn't play. He got one season in and Brady was out. So I know he's not going to miss that one. Sonny, we've been doing MBL Live for a while. We've seen some great names from the creative player department. We, of course, know the NFL players' names. My favorite, of course, Barcavius Mingo. You can't go wrong with that. But what's your favorite creative player name that you saw in Madden 17?
There was a guy, and I can't remember the full name. It was Banjo. And it just brings me back. I think Gwyneth Paltrow or somebody's kid's name is Banjo. So maybe it's catching on in the Madden world.
Banjo. That's not only is that not a particularly aesthetically pleasing name, but it really just pigeonholes you to a bluegrass band when you retire. Now, Lipp, I'm going to ask you this because you've been around the NBL a long time, and you, as one of the co-commissioners, have seen a lot of owners come and go. Looking back at this cycle, is there an owner in your mind that you think it might be the most improved from the beginning of the cycle or whenever they came in to the end of the cycle?
I've seen this firsthand, and it might just be because he's in my division and I see him a lot. But that's definitely Fry to me. A couple, last Madden or so, he was a certain way, and then being in a division with him and watching him get better each week or each year, you've really seen it. You've seen him draft differently, and you've seen him pick up on things each time you play him, to the point where I believe last season, the season before, he was 8-8, and that's one owner that has really taken steps and is actually putting in some effort to try and become a better Madden player. I just like to see people who take the time to pay attention when you play the game and try to pick up on things and do new things and try something different. And Fry, I've seen that happen with 2 games a year for the last 7 seasons, and I think Fry has done that for sure.
Well, it's sort of the interesting thing I see as we go into Madden 18, and it was something that I noticed as this was my first full season, the ability to take a team from the beginning of the game and work through it all the way. It's something that you don't realize how important it is until you have to take over a team in the middle of the cycle and you realize what maybe you got lucky and got a great team, insert the 9 Cowboys owners we have, or maybe you ended up just getting a bad team like my 49ers team I got at the end of the last cycle. That's something that a lot of, oh my God, that was so bad. I think when I took it over, no joke, it had 29 players on the team as we were in the off season. It was horrible. So that's something that everybody gets an opportunity to do as we hit Madden 18. Now, this last question is for everybody. I'm going to go down the line. I just want you to describe this cycle in 4 words or less, whether it's an iconic phrase, whether it's a player, whether it's just sort of your thoughts on the game. Describe this in 4 words or less. I'm going to start with Sonny Weaver. What do you think describes Madden 17?
Matches change the gameplay.
Sure. We have seen that happen. TFA, how about you?
I'm going to go with the greatest show on turf.
Torrey Holt coming back in Madden 17. That would be awesome. I think the Rams would be happy to see that happen. All right, Lipp, last but not least, what you got?
I got 2, and I want to do 2.
You don't get 2.
One for the network.
Hey, I run the show, Weaver. Settle down.
One for the network. It's obviously Sonny Weaver splash play.
Sure.
Come on. But one, a selfish one, a personal one. Lipp dominating Sonny Weaver. That defined the cycle to me.
Sonny, your thoughts?
No comment.
Yeah. He's just here so he don't get fined. That's how it works. So that was our Madden 17 superlatives. And now we're going to get to the fun part of the show. If you've watched the Director's Cut before, which is the 1 episode, you saw our Fast 5 segment. It's going to be a Fast 6 segment. We got 3 people here. Each of these people are going to get 2 questions. They have not seen these questions before. And they're just sort of fun questions to get us into the psyche of each of the players. So are you guys ready to show people a little bit more of what you're made of?
I think everybody knows what I'm made of, so let's do this.
I don't think we're allowed to say that.
And we're out. All right, let's cue the music. It's the Fast 5 segment. I'm going to start with Lipp. Lipp, what would you rather have? Every turnover you have in Madden, Sonny shows up, squirts you in the face with water, and yells Sonny Weaver splash play. Or every turnover you have, Deca shows up, slaps you, and asks, what the hell are you doing?
Definitely Deca, just because I see the intensity, and I don't want to feel like I'm being yelled at by my father, so definitely want to try to avoid that.
All right, let's go to TFA. TFA, I'm going to give you a scenario here. I'm going to give you $1 million. You're welcome. But for the next 10 years, the Boston Celtics are run by noted LeBron Slappy Fry. He gets to run the team. You get $1 million, though,
boy.
but 10 years. You know LeBron's going to be coming to Boston at some point.
Oh, God, I hope not.
Are you taking the money?
I mean, I guess I would definitely take the money. I'd have to, but I'd probably live in misery, regretting it every day for the next 10 years.
See, here would be my hope, is that in year 9, Fry hires LeBron as general manager, and then he gets to be general manager until, like, perpetuity. Sort of like Phil Jackson in New York. It would be amazing. All right, Sonny. We'll go to sort of a Madden-related question. Which Madden 17 created quarterback do you wish you could take from Madden 17 and bring to your team in Madden 18?
Oh, well, that's a layup. Kendall Bryan just leading the Cincinnati Bengals right now. He got a bad start playing for those Browns that Lipp was gushing over, but right now he's finding his direction, and he's going to be a stud.
I'm surprised you didn't go Jawara Woodard. No Woodard in Cincinnati. I mean, again, you never know. You might not pick Cincinnati, but no Woodard in Cincinnati in Madden 18.
No comment.
All right, let's go back to Lipp. Lipp, this is an edition of our favorite game. It's Shag, Marry, Kill. This is Shag, Marry, Kill NBL Hall of Fame edition. I'll give you 3 people. You got to pick one to shag, one to marry, one to kill.
This is weird.
It's Bomber, Bob, and Fat. What are you going?
That's too easy.
Shag, marry, kill?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, this is weird.
Sonny, did you say it was too easy?
Yeah, this is easy.
Oh boy, don't mess up.
Everybody knows I'm killing Fat.
Does the panel agree?
Boom, roast.
That's an agreement.
Now I'm literally in the position where I have to shag Bob or Bomber.
One of them you got to marry and live with for the rest of your life.
This is actually a really easy question.
I would marry and live with Bob because I think we would get along with our bush and fishing. So I think that means I'm shagging Bomber.
I'm gonna cut out that sound clip and we're gonna play it over and over on the NBL Network.
You put me in the weirdest position of all time, where I literally have to say I'm shagging a man.
You are welcome. All right, I'm gonna go to Sonny. Save the last one for TFA. Sonny,
good question.
You're going on a fishing trip. You got to bring 2 NBL guys along and 1 guy who you'd leave behind at the dock.
I would, if I'm going on a fishing trip, I'm taking Lipp.
By the way, well, here's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Just know that if you bring both Lipp and Bomber, he's shagging Bomber on the boat, so it's not good.
That gets weird. So we can't bring Bomber, but I'm bringing Lipp on the boat with me because he knows how to fish, and honestly, it wouldn't be such a bad time. If I'm bringing someone with me, I'm bringing TFA to sit back and watch the car so he can tweet back at Fry and tell him how much the Celtics are going to, dominate the NBA this year.
All right, last question. It's for you, TFA. It's the question I know everybody around the NBL has been waiting for the answer to. Who is weirder, you or Slow Surrender?
Oh boy,
God.
Oh, I think that it's two very different ways.
Two weirds.
I think we mesh perfectly. I think it kind of creates the perfect storm, so to speak. But if I had to choose one of us, I mean, I know myself, I'd probably say me.
Sonny, I noticed that in your pick on the fishing trip, you didn't pick both TFA and Kyle, because that would not be a fun fishing trip. I don't know about it.
That'd be great.
I feel like
Kyle's some weird stuff happening there. I'd probably bring Kyle's wife before I'd bring Kyle.
All in the family.
We'll have Kyle's wife on the Director's Cut podcast to talk about that assertion. That is the edition of Fast 5, and that's about going to do it for us here on the Director's Cut podcast. We appreciate everybody who tuned in. Again, stay tuned for NBL Live. We got 2 games coming up in Week 6 and Week 7. Head over to the Twitter at Bomber League. Also follow the NBL Network on Twitter at NBL Network. That's where you can find all of our restreams. When those links get posted, you'll find them here, and news and notes from around the NBL Network. And again, guys, thanks for hanging out with us, and looking forward to playing with you guys into Madden 18. The silence is beautiful.
I don't want to cut Sonny off. I've done it too much.
I assumed Sonny was also going to cut in there, so I was just waiting.
So really, Sonny ruined this whole thing.
He did.
I did. Hey, you know what? Hey, what better way to go out than Sonny Weaver letting people down?
That's beautifully I want that sewn on a pillow so much. Somebody make me a pillow with that on.
Get Fry.
Get
them on T-shirts. Put them on T-shirts.
Oh my God. Well, I appreciate everybody tuning in on the Director's Cut podcast here live tonight. We appreciate everyone dealing with the change of schedule and tuning into the live show. For my esteemed panel, Mr. Ripper Lipp himself, Sonny Weaver and TFA, I am OSU. We will catch you next time here on the NBL Network.